to review the positions of the Earth and Sun during all the different seasons. And we're going to remember that the Earth is tilted a little over 23 degrees, which is what actually causes the seasons as the Earth moves around the Sun. So a couple things to keep in mind in this diagram: the Earth actually doesn't go over the Sun. In actuality, the Earth is moving around the Sun in an oval like this, not like this. So it's actually going around like this. But in order to see the Earth from all these different positions, they draw the diagram this way. So one of the easiest ways to do this is to find summer. If we find summer, we always know that the Earth is tilted in the northern hemisphere towards the Sun in the summer. So let me get my pen out here. And we are in the northern hemisphere, so we look for the top section of the Earth each time because we live in North America. So we're always looking up here. And if we find the equator, we're looking for, is more of the northern hemisphere pointed at the Sun or not? So generally, summer and winter are always here and here in the oval. If you see it the other way, the diagram would be flipped this way, and hardly anyone ever does that. So we're looking here, and a larger portion right here is facing the Sun here. Then look at how much of the Earth there is getting sunlight directly. So because we know that this much of the Earth is pointed head on in the Sun here, that number one right here is summer. And I know my picture is going to fade in and out because I'm blocking the light here. So we know that summer and winter are always opposite. And look at how little light it's getting. So you've got all of that here getting the light. Look, you've got that. This is getting direct on sun. This is kind of getting sun skimmed over the top of it here. So we know that this is winter. And then we just follow the arrows and remember what we learned as little kids about when the seasons come to figure out the other two. Now these, if you look at the X, it's like right on the top and it's about the same. The Earth really doesn't have a tilt either towards or away from the sun in either fall or the spring. It's about the same actually. So if we're headed from winter into summer, we know that after the winter comes the spring. So number 4 is spring. And after the summer, we're back in school, and we know that fall comes after the summer. So we are looking at the Earth tilted. You can see my tilt kind of like this. And I'm going to get rid of this for a minute and come back out here. The other diagram that we're looking for, excuse me for just a minute, the picture. But I think let me draw in the tilt for you. So as long as the tilt is there, we can see that this time it's tilted the other direction. And the reason for this, and try not to get dizzy here with me because I'm going to move the camera. This is the only way I can tell that you can see this. I'm going to try to show you that in the last diagram, my Earth was tilted towards Mae Jemison, the astronaut back here. And I'm going to move the camera, so hopefully you don't get dizzy. I'm not going to move my hand. But if I move the camera to the other side, because this is three-dimensional, now it appears that it is pointed the other direction, but my hand has not moved. I know I'm shaky, so I'm going to put the camera back. I'm not moving my hand at all. That is why the diagram looks different like that, okay? So we're just going to do the same thing, acting like we're looking at the back of the Earth. So in this case, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find where it's tilted towards the sun. And we can see that we're tilted towards the sun here. And we got to look, because this is number 2. This has changed. It's going to be exactly backwards from what we saw before because we're just flipped around the other side. Now here we're tilted away. Look at, we're all the way up here. Here we've got all of this pointed towards the sun. Here's the equator. We've only got this little bit right here touching the sun. Here we've got tons of sun, straight direct on, right on us in the northern hemisphere. Here we are, we're tilted up there. We're not getting nearly the amount of sun. So we know that this is actually number 4 in this diagram. And this is winter.